Hello, welcome to Dungeon Drawers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. Today we're reviewing the anime film Evangelion 1. On the Blu-ray it says 1.11, online it says 1.0. You are not alone. This is the special edition Blu-ray that I'm reviewing that Funimation put out. It also comes with a DVD, which is cool. Or does it come with a DVD? It says on the back it comes with a DVD. Motherfuckers. Whatever. This is part of the Rebuild series where Hideaki Anno, the original creator and director of the TV series, decided to remake the original series. And there's like theories that this series, though it comes off like a remake, there are theories that's actually a sequel because it's there's like a time reset at the end of the series, which I never watched the original series. I was more of a fan of the manga, and there was like a time reset in the end of the manga, so that could be true because they even there's even references to like this stuff where like characters imply like this stuff has all happened before, right? So the length of the movie is this is 112 minutes. Online it says like an hour and 41 minutes, so I think that's about right. I don't fucking know. Yeah. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry. Because I got 2.2 and 3.3 here as well. 100 minutes. Okay. Yeah, so my opinion on this movie is well, I'm just going to review the movie as it is. I'm not going to compare it to the old series or the manga because I don't really remember that much because it's been a couple years. I think I watched these movies back in 2012. Which, that's when the third movie came out. So that sounds about right, because I think I had to wait a while. But yeah, I watched all these movies back in 2012, so it's been a while since I watched them. But the story is basically, you have this kid named Shinji, who, they don't mention in the movie that, his dad pretty much abandoned him and left him, with relatives. For most of his life, but yeah, he's kind of like, he's a kid, he's a troubled teenager, and he's been brought to Japan to work, to live with his father, but not realizing that his father's the director of NERV, which is a special organization that's established to combat the angels, which I don't want to spoil stuff, but I plan on doing this weekend. I plan on doing a commentary for this movie where I'll spoil everything and I'll have fan theories and whatever, right? Yeah, so like he gets back, he gets sent to Tokyo 3. They're under attack by an angel, which is this giant creature of some kind. It can create like energy blasts and shit. It has a special field that protects it from harm called an AT field, which in the manga it was called After Terror Shield or some shit like that. That's what the AT stands for. Yeah, like the military tries to destroy it. Shinji gets picked up by Misato, who is one of the commanders at NERV, takes him back to NERV. And he's basically gets told, "Hey, I need you to get inside this giant robot, which is totally not a clone, a clone of an angel, and does not also inhabits your mother's soul." Which, like in the original series, after he fights the angel and it goes berserk. He gets he has a fucked up nightmare. He has a fucked up nightmare about the Eva and his mom, right? which they don't include in here. Which I said I wasn't gonna compare it, but fuck, that's part of, you know, one of my fan theories for this show, which I think they even straight up said that, you know, his mom's soul's in that fucking thing. Yeah, but yeah, he gets guilt tripped into fighting it. He gets really fucked up in that fight. He doesn't even remember the end of it because he was knocked out, and the Ava just went berserk after he passed out and killed the angel. Well, actually, it was about to kill it, but then it self-destructed. So, so after that, you get like 2 more fights, and him dealing with his depression, anxiety, getting bullied at school by people for him doing a shitty job, but he eventually becomes friends with those characters, and you have mysterious characters in the background talking about a lot of esoteric shit, which should have been the second and third clue that, hey, these aren't aliens that our characters are fighting. They're straight up fucking. They're straight up like angels from heaven. you like the nerves like catch what's the word catchphrase or whatever is when God's in heaven, all is right with the world. Right? And then they even talk about Lilith. Like they have a covenant with Lilith, which in not mythology, because, you know, if you're Christian you believe in this shit, but like, you know, in Christian mythos or whatever, Lilith is like a demon, like the mother of all evil, and for some reason humanity is in a covenant with Lilith. Here Lilith is like an angel, and the angels are attacking Earth because, you know, they Nerve has captured Lilith, and they want to get her back, and then there's talk about it will cause the third impact, which humanity was almost wiped out in the second impact, and then like, you have a flashback with one of the characters where like her dad died in the second impact, which looks a lot like Gendo Ikari for some reason. I have a theory on that. But like Gendo Ikari isn't old enough to be, obviously, what's her name's dad. So like, what's the connection there? I have a theory, but you'll find out in the commentary, right? Yeah. So the critiques for this, well, I want to say like aesthetically everything looks beautiful. My problem is some of the shots with the CGI. During their plan to beat the angel, they rushed like a certain details from the original plan that was in the series that, you know, they kind of rush over, but it's still like kind of cool. You have these scenes where like they have to beat this monster, and they can't just, you know, get in a robot and beat the shit out of it, because, you know, they have to because it's too powerful, right? And they have to come up with a strategy and a plan to beat it. So that's obviously, that's pretty cool. You don't get that in a lot of mecha series, right? Even though this is technically not a mecha series, but everybody calls it a mecha series because they kind of look. We're supposed to pretend that these giants that wear armor are supposed to be giant robots, even though if you watch the show, and they even say in the beginning, hey, it's a synthetic humanoid. A synthetic humanoid of what exactly? Yeah, yeah, like, the reason why this show got a lot of hate back in the day is because, most mecha pilots and mecha shows are usually gung-ho about getting to the robot and kicking ass, even though even Amuro from the original Gundam wasn't, right? And neither was Kira, and like there's a bunch of mecha protagonists that are just like this character, but they're just not as whiny and like mopey as him, which the reason why the character is so mopey and whiny, not not just for the story reasons, but because like when Hideki Anno first created the series, he was going through a depression at the time, and that's what, and like the character is supposed to be an analogy for him. So like back in the day, it was kind of cool to bash the show because of how um, whiny and like mopey this character was, which even I did back in the day, and that's why I kind of read the manga instead of watching the anime, because the manga you can just read, you're reading it so you can get past the boring parts a lot. You can read past the boring parts quicker than you can in like when you're watching a TV show, right? And the manga, in my opinion, like is a lot better because it's just Yoshiyuki Sadamoto who did the character designs for it. He did the whole manga and he also wrote it himself. So he changed some stuff. He got rid of some of the filler from the TV show. Which, if you haven't read Yoshiyuki Sadamoto's Evangelion manga, check it out. It's a really good read, right? Yeah. So like, thing about the main character, unless you've gone through depression yourself, you're probably not gonna find like the character too sympathetic or whatever. Which I hated the character at first until I went through my depression after high school, and then when I went back to watch the show, like I kind of sympathized with the character a lot more, right? It's just the thing where like it depends if you have gone through that kind of shit in your life, and then you can kind of sympathize with the character. If not, then yeah, you're probably gonna hate him, right? But there is cool stuff besides from that, where you can where you can still enjoy the show because you got great animation, great mecha designs, you got a lot of strategy going on with the fights against the angels, and then there's the whole mysterious, the whole mystery of the show, like what's going on, who are these characters, what are people's motivations, and stuff like. There's like straight up, there's a lot of stuff they never fully explain, and they never I don't think it's like ever been confirmed whether or not Rei is a clone of Shinji's mom. I think that's just something we figured out, and there's other stuff too, like who is like Misato's dad. My theory is you're gonna have to wait till I do the commentary this weekend, but yeah, I have a theory on who's Misato's dad is, and then there's the fact that Gendo Ikari's last name, he took his wife's last name, so we don't know for sure what his last name was before he took his the Ikari last name from his wife. I'll get into that for the commentary. But if I'm going to give this movie a rating, it's an 8 out of 10. The only CGI you see is for some of the monsters and for like the vehicles, but everything else is 2D and it looks great, right? That's all I gotta say for this review. I am going to review 2.2. You Cannot Advance next week. All right, peace. Oh, and also, if you didn't know, I can't remember if I said this in the beginning of the review, but yeah, the fourth movie is getting put out on like January 23rd in Japan, so that's why we're reviewing these movies now. I don't remember if I said that or not. All right, peace.